All right, well, good morning, everyone. This is Carrie Scott calling from the Traverse City office, and we're going to talk about all things Schmidt Nation today. I get questions a lot about the footprint in which we operate, our local hometowns. See how that tied together with that song? And so I just wanted to point out a couple different ways that we can see our footprint. We can get contact information for our managers, for our ASCs, and really where we operate so that we can have some really good Schmidt Nation synergy. Um, so let's just jump right in. If you guys have any questions for me at all, feel free to unmute or drop them in the chat box and I will get those answered. So the first place I wanted to point out is our directory on schmidtresources.com because we begin every day with schmidtresources.com, right? So depending on if you're Michigan, Ohio, Florida, or USVI, it does not matter. This directory is in every single one of our regions. So we're just going to jump into Michigan. And if you scroll down, you will see a square that says Schmidt Family of Companies Directory. It's about in the same location in every region. It's on that last line. So if you click on that, it is going to pull open a flip book that has our directory. So it starts with leadership, goes into our great marketing group, our accounting and human resources team, whether you're Michigan, Ohio, or Florida, everybody's on there. And then our relocation and referral department. And then we jump into our regions. So we have our regional leadership at the top, and then each individual office by alphabetical order has the phone number for the office, the manager's name, our RSC's name, and the ASC's name, along with the mailing address of that office. So you can see that you can get the contact information on any of the offices that you would like. Then we go into Ohio with Felicia. We have some regional leadership at the top there as well, along with the individual offices. And then, of course, we have our Florida offices as well. And then we follow it up with USVI. So if you are looking for a manager contact information, so let's just zoom right in here and say for the Fort Pierce Paradise office, say that you wanted to get Tara's direct information. You can then use our Moxie directory to get that individual manager's contact information. But it will have their name, the ASC's name, and of course, regional RSCs. In Michigan, it's in each individual square. And here for Florida, it is there at the top of that directory page. So again, we are in Schmidt Resources and we went over to the Schmidt directory right there. If you're more of a visual person and you're looking for our footprint laid out, thanks to Sam Straight in our relocation department here in Michigan, we have some really cool maps. I'm going to show you our Moxie websites here in a second, but while we're in Schmidt Resources, I did want to show you a new offering that we have, and thanks again to Sam Straight for creating those. So again, Michigan, Ohio, Florida, USVI, you click on the referrals and relocation square this time. From here at the very top, you have some outgoing referral forms, but then we have these three offerings: Michigan, Ohio offices, Ohio office, and Florida. So if we click on Florida, you can see that we have our DBAs, and then it's laid out on the map with the general location of where those offices are located. So you're like, okay, great, I have somebody moving to Florida. You can obviously always place that as an outgoing referral with our amazing relocation team. But you can also come here to see if we operate in that region, because then you can do an inter office referral instead of doing an outgoing referral. And again, if you have any questions on any of that, just reach out to your relocation team locally and they'll be able to help you with that. But these maps are great because locationally it gives you an idea of where we operate. So you can see in Michigan, kind of the same layout. And it shows all the way from our northernmost point, Marquette, all the way to the southernmost point is Saugatuck. And it really lays that out on the map on where we are operating. And then, of course, same thing for our Ohio family. So those are really great maps, good visuals for you in order to see where we do operate and where our offices are located. So again, we have the directory, and then we have our maps, which are found in that relocation and referral square right here in Schmidt Resources. So now if you are looking for actual contact information, cell phone number, email address, we have our great opportunity here in Moxie. So you can log into Moxie, you can log in via Schmidt Resources in the Moxie Square, maybe you have it bookmarked on your system, but once you log into Moxie, you want to come right to the top where it says directory. Now, whether you're operating in Michigan, Ohio, or Florida, you are going to show up in this directory, and it's going to be agents and it's going to be staff as well. So if you are looking for a particular agent, remember we mentioned Tara, who's one of our newer managers with us down there in Paradise. If you come to your search button here and just type in a first name, it's going to pull up all of the Taras that we have in the company. And here is the Tara that is our manager. And it's going to show her email address, her office phone, and her mobile phone if entered into the Moxie system. So you can get to any single person that's in the company right here and get their information from the contacts. So this directory is really nice. So say you're looking for me, trying to pin me down. If you just type in a first name, it's going to pull up all the Carries that are in the company, Michigan, Ohio, and Florida. The only members of our family that will not show up in this directory are our new Elite Sotheby's International Realty members, because we did break them out into a separate Moxie site. So if you're tracking them down, simply go to your relocation department or visit the website at elitesotheby'srealty.com. Other than that, every single member of our family is in this directory. And again, we are in our Moxie site, and then right there where it says directory. Also, another place to track this down is if you are more of a visual person, and we had those great maps created for us by Sam Strait and put into the relocation square, but you can visit any of our public-facing Moxie sites. That would be cbgreatlakes.com, cbschmidtohio.com, or cbfloridahomes.com. The directory is going to be the same in each and every one of our sites. So it simply states looking for an agent or office. You can use the box to search. So if you're like, I wonder if we operate in Kalkaska, Michigan, if you type in Kalkaska, it's going to pull up the options that you have for offices and then also locations. So when you click on that, it'll take you to the office site. I don't know if you guys have been here, but check out your own office if you've not, because it does have the contact information. It shows the homes sold in the last month, the number of active listings, and then the team members. And I see we need to get a graphic for that. So Lisa, if you're on the phone, I'll be reaching out to you to get a picture of your office. And then it scrolls down and it does show the active agents in that office. So you can see how that can be a really good offering when you're trying to track down contact information or locationally where we operate. So you can see if you zoom in on this map, and you can launch it into a full screen. So if you click on the little square in the upper right button, upper right corner there, it will launch fully into your screen, and then you can zoom in. And the cool thing about that is from Michigan all the way down to USVI, all of our office locations are on here. So if you're checking out Florida and you want specific information that's a little bit more detailed than it is on the great maps created for us, you can zoom right in and it's going to map out the office locations. If you click on it, it's going to pull up the information right there, but you can launch into that profile just like we did with Kalkaska. It'll pull up the contact information, gives you those stats, and then shows you the team that's in there. And again, if you click on any of the agents, you can hover over it, their contact information pops up, or you can click on their website and launch right into their Moxie website specific to them. So again, whether you're on CB Florida Homes, CB Schmidt, Ohio, or CB Great Lakes, that directory or office locations will show up on every single one of our offerings. The map will come up, and then you can pinpoint any of the offices that you want, and then you can get the information on that office by clicking profile. So again, the directory will have the manager's name, but the contact information in the directory on Schmidt Resources is the office number. So if you are looking for specific contact information, I do recommend going to the Moxie site into the directory, and then you can pull down specific contact information from that member there. Pulling up my chat box, I don't see any questions. I know it's kind of a simple topic, but it is a question that comes up a lot. So I did want to point out all of those offerings where you can get contact information for our great Schmidt Nation. So let's just recap quickly while we're waiting for questions, then we'll be able to get out of here early today. So the first place we went is our Schmidt directory right here. And this is where you're going to be able to find all of our departments, including accounting and human resources, marketing, leadership, which by the way, any of our officers, their contact information is their cell phones on this page. So if you ever need to contact any of them, you can get that information right there. And then it also has relocation and referrals. And then we jump into our region. Again, manager information, RSC information, ASC information, anything you could possibly need. Now this is maintained by Max in our marketing group. So if you guys are in here checking this out and you notice something that needs to be updated, just shoot me a quick note. I try to get him updates at least once a month, and then he works behind the scenes to get it updated for us. But again, sometimes we don't catch them all. So if you do see an error on that, just let me know. And then we did talk about our directory right here, where you can search for anybody in the Schmidt family of companies by using the search button in the upper right corner there. And then we talked about going to our live consumer sites, CB Schmidt, Ohio, CB Florida Homes, and CB Great Lakes, and going to the directory here. And again, that's where you can get that great visual of the map and actually get very granular on where those offices are located. Thank you for that note, Alishka. I will make sure that we get that updated. So I will get you added to that directory just as soon as Max does updates. Let's see. Tom, shoot me a quick email on that. If the stats are not showing, then we have something coded incorrectly in the background. So we'll make sure that we take a look at that and get that updated. Thank you, Susan. We misspelled rotunda, so I will get with Sam and we will get that updated. We definitely want to spell that correctly. And so we will get that updated and get that put back into Schmidt Resources. So thank you for that. All great information. We really appreciate you guys when you point these things out, because then we can get them fixed. But if we don't know that they're not working, can't get them fixed. So thank you for all of that information, you guys. I don't see any other questions or comments. So again, if you see anything like that, if you have an error, if there's an incorrect person on that directory, just reach out and let us know and we'll get it corrected. But I appreciate all your guys' time today. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, the recording will go up into schmidtvideoclassroom.com shortly after this session. And I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Bye now.
Thank you.